The original Scream was filmed in the mid-90s, primarily in the area of Santa Rosa, California, north of San Francisco. I've never been myself, but people tell me that there's a really nice Costco there. They originally planned to use the Santa Rosa High School as a stand-in for Woodsboro High, the fictional town where Scream is set. But at the last minute, the school board pulled out because they objected to some of the content, especially the principal, who in the script says some not so kind things to a couple of students and basically acts like a big creep.
You make me so sick. Your entire havoc-inducing, thieving, whoring generation disgusts me. So, 2 of your fellow students just savagely murdered. And this is the way that you show your compassion and sensitivity, huh? Let me show you something. You're both expelled. Get out.
Oh, come on, Mr. Hembry. It was just a joke.
That's not fair. You're absolutely right. It is not fair. Fairness would be to rip your insides out, hang you from a tree so we can expose you for the heartless, desensitized little shits that you are.
And then, of course, he gets murdered and strung up on the goalpost, which they probably didn't like either. But they pulled out last minute, and director Wes Craven was not so pleased and made mention of it in the end credits. So they moved the location to a former grammar school in Sonoma County that, by the time they filmed there, was a community center, and it's still there today. They shot all the exteriors and interiors of the school at this location. Right down the street from downtown Sonoma. And it looks great. That building was listed on the National Historic Register in 1980, and it's kind of one of the few buildings in the area that really looks like that. Ultimately, you know, in the minds of fans, that will be Woodsboro High forever and always. So Scream 2 and 3 did not take place in Woodsboro, so you don't see the school. But you do in 4, and by the time they shot that, the tax incentives were such that it made sense to move the production to Michigan. So they shot just outside of Detroit in Ann Arbor, which is home to University of Michigan and some other areas close by like Dearborn. That's where the Woodsboro High scenes were shot. They used the Woodworth Middle School in Dearborn, which looks fairly similar to the original location in California. It does have a clock tower, which definitely stands out as a different building. And of course, if you're into, flora, you will notice that the trees native to Michigan in some cases are a bit different than the trees that we see in Northern California. But that's a nitpick. I mean, ultimately, who gives a shit? It's not like they set it in the Midwest and then you can see palm trees. I mean, it's not Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street.
They get all their art and literature from dreams. Just wake up and write it down. Dream skills.
Well, what if they meet a monster in their dreams? Then what?
They turn their back on it. Take away its energy and it disappears.
When it came time to shoot the school scenes for Scream 5, and yes, that's what I call it, Scream 5, they were shooting in and around Wilmington, North Carolina. And they used Williston Middle School. You gotta work with what you have. So if you look at pictures of the school, it doesn't really look that similar, but they shot around it. And in fact, you really hardly see the school at all. They probably could have just shot that scene in the parking lot of a Burger King. Okay, there you go. A tale of 3 Woodsboro Highs. 3 different parts of the country, all standing in for the same location in the fictional universe of Scream. Go Panthers. P.S. I didn't mention the TV show for a reason. I didn't want to. And I apologize if you're a big fan of the show, then I will do what I can to get you the help that you need. Hey guys, why don't you like and subscribe and do all those things you're supposed to do, and drop me a line down below and let me know if there's a film series or a specific topic that you'd like me to make a video about. I love getting into the absurd, tangent-filled minutia of these things, so drop me a line. I love you all.